Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Brunswick's Best, where Lance takes a look back at the greatest players in Vikings history. This week, spotlighting the number 17 on the list. So why don't we get right down to it, Lance, and why don't you tell us who you have on that list this week?
Sounds good. Well, it's another small list this week.
That's what she said.
Nice. A couple familiar names that we should all kind of be familiar with, as a Vikings community. So with that being said, we will start with none other than Mr. Mitch Berger, the greatest punter in Vikings history himself. In my opinion, Coleman was really good though too. Coleman was great too. And Ryan Wright, I'm an absolute fan of.
But Greg Coleman didn't keep a Snickers bar in his shoe.
That's true. I'm getting there for sure. That's part of my bit.
I didn't want to step on your touchdown there. That's right.
First off, we have punter Mitch Berger, who was a member of the Vikings from 1996 until 2001 and was in the top 10 in punting average each year from 1998 until 2001. Berger was also one of the first punters to handle kickoff duties for the Minnesota Vikings as well. Berger was a bit eccentric, one could say, to say the least. After a kickoff that turned into a touchback, he would head to the Vikings sideline and take a bite out of a Snickers, as Rhino just mentioned previously, that he was keeping in his spare shoe. Given that he handled kickoffs for the 98 team, I'm surprised he didn't put on 20 pounds that season. But, Mitch Berger, he was great. I loved him as a punter. Was the best punter that we had for quite some time. I mean, before and after. It took us a while to find a good punter after we lost Berger after that 2001 season. We were just giving it to whoever could kick a ball, honestly. But with that being said, Berger, you did good here, and that is why you made the list this week. Moving along, somebody a little bit more familiar to some of these newer fans, possibly, and that is none other than receiver Jarius Wright. Now, Wright was drafted out of the 4th round in the 2012 draft. During his 6-year tenure with the Vikings, Wright was a steady hand as a backup receiver and also seemed to be a good security blanket for both Christian Ponder in his rookie season and then also for Matt Castle and Teddy Bridgewater. In 2014, Wright had the best season of his career, posting career highs in starts, receptions, and receiving yards, and also first downs. He also had 2 touchdowns receptions, including one on a screen pass from Teddy Bridgewater that he took 87 yards for a walk-off game-winning touchdown on December 7th against the New York Jets. That was the longest reception of his career and the second longest in the NFL that season. Wright had another stellar season in 2015 when he logged 34 catches for 442 yards in 16 games. The 2 seasons following, Jarius' production began to slip, and the team looked to move on from the steady hand that was Mr. Wright. No pun intended. After the 2017 season, Jarius was let go. Wright went on to play 2 more steady hand years with the Carolina Panthers before ultimately calling it a career after the 2019 season. Jarius, for all the hard work you put in and for never complaining about where you stood on the team and for being a great teammate, on top of that, you made the list. And last but not least, this is a first for Vikings Uncensored in the Brunswick's Best category, but this guy makes my list for just this play in particular.
2 receivers left and right. Favre out of the shotgun. Chester to his right. 3rd down. 12 seconds to go in the game. Niners lead by 4. Favre back to pass. Pumps to the left. 8 seconds left. He gets away from the pressure. Fires to the end zone. It's caught! It's Greg Lewis! Touchdown! Oh my heavens! Greg Lewis! Welcome to Minnesota! Oh my heavens! Greg Lewis's first catch has given the Minnesota Vikings an improbable victory. No flags on the field. Brett Favre, Greg Lewis. How do you like that?
Greg, you made the list this week. And with that being said, that ends Brunswick's Best for this week. Thank you.
All right. I want to thank again everybody for watching. If you've not done so yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you never miss a Vikings Uncensored episode. We have a full slate of shows coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Rhino's Rants on Monday, Brunswick's Best Wednesday, and of course our main studio show on Friday nights. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that stuff. Again, thank you everybody for watching. And with that, short and sweet episode this week, but we will see you Friday for episode 121 of Vikings Uncensored, where we will talk about the joint practices with the Arizona Cardinals.
A little early there for me on that one.
Preseason game. Okay, now Lance, you can do the send-off.
Let's go.
Have a good week, everybody.
There you go.
Did he get energy on that one? Now Berger, after he kicks off one like this, he comes over and he eats a candy bar.
Yeah.
You know what I can't understand? He keeps a candy bar in his shoe. Now he goes over, and there it is right there. You see, he has a Snickers in there. He takes a bite of Snickers, but you know, in all the years
Then he
that
puts
I
it
coached,
back in the shoe.
I know of all the years that I coached and all the teams that I had, any time that a guy would have a candy bar, someone else would eat it. I don't know why all the other players leave him alone. Why some guy...
Because it's in his shoe.
Yeah, but that's rap. I mean, who's scared during a football game?
He's got it. In case he wants to know what time it is, he's got his watch in there.
That has to be a kicker's thing. He said the other day, he said, you talk about the candy bar, you talk about the shoes, you talk about what? He said, how about the fact that I'm a good kicker? And I said, yeah, okay, you're right.
3rd and 5. Quick throw, far side. This is right. First down and more. Only Richardson to beat. Right. Will score. And the Minnesota Vikings win it on an 87-yard catch and run to Jarius Wright. Sometimes plays turn out better than what you had designed it for. This is just going to be an easy completion on 3rd down for Teddy Bridgewater. It's what the coordinator, Norv Turner, wanted. Just a quick throw out to Wright, but Wright does the rest because he breaks tackles. This is going to be him here, and there's Teddy Bridgewater's going to get it over to him. Quick wide receiver screen. Look at the blockers out in front. One missed tackle right there. From there, he's going to run away from the big lineman, Sheldon Richardson, who gives great effort just running that far down the field. It's a walk-off homer for Jarius Wright.